we got a situation, and it ain't good. What's up, YouTube? Now, I don't know if people have gone to PetSmart or Petco or any other pet store that sells reptile lighting in the last couple weeks, but if you have, you would have noticed that they're all heavily discounted. I think they're like 25-30% off. That's obviously heavily discounted for reptile lights because they usually don't ever get discounts. People were buying up all of the reptile bulbs as soon as the sale went on, and no one really knew why. There's always a reason behind everything. So in some of the reptile groups, and even just on Facebook with some of the friends that I have, someone shared this letter from the government to Zoo Med, and I'm going to read this letter verbatim, and I'm also going to put it up on the screen. But essentially it's from the Department of Energy, the United States Department of Energy, and it practically says that reptile lights do not meet the requirements for general use lighting. Now, this is essentially the same people that went from fluorescent and incandescent bulbs all to LED. Like, you can't even find incandescent or fluorescent bulbs at general hardware stores like Lowe's, Home Depot, even Walmart. I mean, you can, but mostly everything, like 99% of all the bulbs that they sell, are LED. And essentially, it sounds like they're trying to get the same thing to happen with Zoo Med and all other lighting for reptiles. And essentially, it's practically going on and on about how the fact that these bulbs are not meeting the requirements. And so this letter is from Zoo Med to a lot of the to whoever, it says to whomever it may concern. So probably pet stores and reptile users. And it practically says that the Department of the Energy has made it to where they have to cease distribution, so they're no longer able to sell anything that does not meet the requirements. So we have spot lamps, so basking lamps. We have UVB, so all kinds of UVB, 10.0, 5.0, the Reptile, all that stuff. It's all being ceased from distribution. That means you're not going to be able to buy anything from any pet store or anywhere that does not meet the general use guidelines. And this is obviously a letter from Zoo Med to whoever it may concern, but it obviously on the letter says, you know, this is from the Department of Energy. They're telling us we can't do this anymore. But Zoo Med wasn't the only one, because Arcadia, who sells reptile bulbs as well, sold everything that they had at pet stores. And or not, they sold everything, but all the pet stores sold everything they had in terms of reptile lighting at a very, very heavy discount. Now, this is terrible timing, especially for me. I have to buy 26 bulbs every year, and I usually buy about half one month and half the next month. The first month was last month. I am due to still buy the other half of my bulbs, so hopefully this is not something that destroys all of my efforts of getting light bulbs for my reptiles. So I guess what I'm going to do is, at the moment of, after I record this video, I'm going to go see if I can buy the other half of my light bulbs right now instead of waiting an extra month. I usually try to stagger it so every year I'm not buying, $600 worth of light bulbs in 1 month. Because that's a lot of money for light bulbs. It's a lot. So what does this mean for you all? Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? Based off with the conversations that I've seen been had, it seems like Zoo Med is going and getting legal to practically says these are not general use light bulbs. These are specialty light bulbs for reptiles. There is no other way to get reptiles their UVB if they're LED. That's not possible. So even if you're looking at like lights that aren't LED, so they're gonna change all of those lights as well. How far are they willing to go? What is their what is their outcome? Are they just hoping to turn everything to LED? How are you supposed to get heat bulbs if everything's LED? There's no heat in LED. Come on. What are they thinking? So I don't know where we're headed. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Is the government just, I've seen somebody say that they are not able to take the animals away from us, so they're going to take the supplies away from us. That's pretty effed up, man. I hope that's not I hope that's not the case, because really, if you think about it, the only animals that are posing a threat to the United States are in Florida, and those animals don't even use UVB. They're outside living, or they're snakes and they can go without UVB. Now, obviously, people can put UVB on them, but these are animals that can go without UVB, so it's not going to stop anybody from keeping them. I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is that as of right now, I'm screwed if they stop selling those, because I have a lot of bulbs still left to buy, and man, what the heck is going on? No heat bulbs, no LED bulb, no UVB bulbs. So the funny thing is, all of my heat bulbs I get from a general hardware store. So they're GE, Philips, spot lamps or flood lamps, and depending on if they're an enclosure, it'll be a flood lamp, and if it's actually, is that backwards? I don't know. I honestly do not remember the difference between flood and spot lamps. But I know there's a difference. I just don't know the difference. They look the same to me, versus the ones here recently. I've been buying some spot lamps that are reflective on the inside, so they do produce a little bit more heat. But other than that, they look the same to me. I don't know. So that's where we are at right now. So my advice to everyone is, if you can find bulbs, buy a few. Who knows how long this is going to go for. And now I'm not saying, buy 30 bulbs or anything like that and stop people from buying it. I'm not saying buy 30 bulbs and resell them at higher because nobody else can buy them. That's screwed up. Don't do that. What I'm saying is, if you have 3 reptiles and you don't know when they're going to need bulbs, buy heat bulbs and UVB bulbs for at least a year worth of, because I don't know how long this is going to go on for. And the crazy thing is, it was abrupt. We saw the sales at PetSmart and Petco saying, hey, yeah, 25-30% off. I mean, the freaking bulbs were $14. They're usually about $30. So I guess they were half off, right? Yeah, something like that. They were half off. Wow, I didn't even think about it like that. See, I get mine for $22. So they weren't half off to me, but yeah, man, that's crazy. But, man, that's crazy. It was abrupt. It happened so quickly. No one knew it was coming. And then everybody did their sale. Everybody was happy about it. I'm like, I had people, oh, dude, I just bought, 20, 30 bulbs. Dude, look how many bulbs I got. Dude. And I'm like, oh, man, that's great. And I checked all the pet stores around me. They weren't for sale. I was trying to get them discounted because I still needed half of my bulbs. They weren't for sale. They were already sold out. And that's it. I was like, maybe they'll come back. And, the sale will still be on. This explains why they had that sale. They were trying to offload all of their reptile lights so they didn't have to worry about any issues with the government. And we didn't know. Nobody says anything. And that's kind of what I hate about companies in particular, like companies like that where they're big and they don't care really. I hate to say they don't care about their customers, but they really don't care about their customers, and they damn well don't care about their animals they're selling. So if they can go as far as, running a sale and making people think that they're getting a good deal, great. But tell people why they're running the sale. Don't just say, hey, we're running a sale on reptile lights. Say, we're running on sale on reptile lights because soon we're not going to be able to sell them anymore. Say that. Come on. Man, I know this is a little bit ranty, but gosh, this is affecting so many people. And it's crazy. But there's nothing we can do about it. Or is there? You know what? I'm going to give it a month. If they still haven't figured out what's going on in a month, I'm going to, I don't know. Maybe we'll start a petition or something like that. Maybe we can have 3 or 4 petitions going where people just sign their names. I know change.org or whatever, they do petitions. So, I mean, somebody get it started. If not, I'll get it started. I don't care. But I think we need a lot of signatures to say that these are not general use bulbs. These are not bulbs that are powering your light. These are not bulbs that are running your house or anything like that. These are bulbs specifically for reptiles, designed to make sure that their health is intact. What am I going to do? Have to start keeping them outside? I mean, that's not a bad idea. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Hopefully this isn't too bad of news. I mean, it's pretty bad news, but hopefully you guys are able to at least get some bulbs and hold out for a year. Hopefully this thing clears out within the year, because it kind of sucks that this is happening. And I know ZoomEd and Arcadia and all these other companies that sell reptile lights, they're probably like, dang, we're going to go out of business. Because, I mean, yeah, ZoomEd and stuff, they sell more than just reptile lights, but reptile lights are what keep people coming back, you know. So yeah, you buy an enclosure, but you only need one enclosure. You need lights all the time. So I don't know. This was probably a downing video. A downer video. Man, I've been busy, all right. I've been so busy. I have projects going on. I have bills that I'm doing to fund the projects. And I know I've mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. I'm trying to expand this building, so I need money to expand this building. I don't like using my own money for stuff like this because this is technically for the business. So if I use the business money, then I can claim it on taxes. And I know that's like, oh, well, you know, you can still. It's just easier this way. I don't want to overstep my boundaries and, you know, spend too much money of my own into this, because I would go crazy if I did that, because then I would be taking money away from my family, and I don't want that to happen. So I use the money from the business and strictly from the business. So if you see anything you like on my website and you want to help the cause of expanding this building, please find something, purchase it, enjoy. I also am listing some of my ball pythons here soon. They're already listed for the members, but they will be listed for the public here soon if they have not been picked up by the members within a certain amount of time. And one of them is a tri-stripe. So if you're looking for a tri-stripe ball python, it's a banana yellow belly tri-stripe female. Obviously members get first dibs, but if you want to get first dibs after the members, reach out to me and I'll, you know, put you on the list of people interested. That way I can contact people after the members say, you know what, I'm out. So that's all I have for you guys today. If you made it this far into the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything that I put out in the future. As always, peace.